Good morning.
Hello, everybody.
How is everybody today?
Wonderful.
I know you're wonderful, Mayor. You have that lovely husband that you live with every day.
Absolutely.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Morning, Harley, can you hear me?
I can. Good morning.
Good morning. I just got off the phone with Jerry Sperlin, and he has agreed he'll meet with us the 7th. He's coming in for a week on July the 7th and hasn't quite got the schedule, 7th or 8th. So we'll have to put that together. Specifically, I was talking about, any changes in getting us update in terms of the rentals.
Either one of those dates, Gordon, is fine with me.
Great. Okay. And I'll just have to hear from him. So, and I says we can make it a quick meeting at the club or whatever.
Okay.
Work. Okay, great. I'll be in all week. So great.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thanks.
Everybody looks so serious. Come on now, y'all are living in Sky Valley. I mean, come on.
That's right.
One of us, except Bob, who Bob can't get up and jump around, but the rest of y'all should be able to.
I thought I'd do a cartwheel, but I didn't want to hurt myself.
Okay, I understand that.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
All right, why don't we get started? We're a couple minutes past. I don't see Tony. Well, I know that he's camping, but I was hoping he would tune in. All right, let's go to what we got to do. Approval of the minutes.
Didn't have any changes.
Okay, anybody want to make a motion to approve the minutes from last time?
I move we approve the minutes.
Second.
Second, no discussion about it at all? All right, good, approved. I've got to do something with my, oh, here we go. That's it. I want to see all your smiling faces in my documents. Okay. Well, we just a few minutes ago, about an hour ago, got an update from Doug, so he's up close and personal. Doug, tell us what's going on.
Hey, good morning. I'll just kind of read over, and if you don't have it pulled up, I'll just read it again like I normally do. So tell you what we've been doing and what we got going on and some other thoughts. Start off with photography, which is a big part of what we're doing right now. Steve has been up to Sky Valley twice since our last meeting. I was with him the last time he had gotten, and he's got some great shots. He's working with Jason and the web person to make it easy for all of you to look at the portal at any of the shots that you want to see, downloading it, and then this will be very easy for us to go in, be able to pick out photographs that we need to use at different places, and they are both going to be high res and then regular, because some places need high res, some doesn't matter. And I think Jason can probably help you understand that probably a little more. I think Steve, since I've been busy the last few minutes, he had asked, since he was up there yesterday afternoon, said it was a great day at Sky Valley. Everybody was booming. A lot of people out. He talked to everybody. Everybody's very friendly. He had asked, he's coming up on the 2nd and 3rd to do all the stuff that day that's going to be happening. So he had asked about where's the best shot to take shots of the fireworks. And I think he wrote me back and said, y'all can tell me if I'm wrong. This might be two potential locations to shoot fireworks. The first is behind 18. The second is from the ladies' tee box on 16. So y'all can talk about it. Let me know. We don't have to do it right now, but just think about it. And because I don't know where exactly they're going to be shooting off the fire shot.
They'll be shooting the fireworks above the dam at the lake.
Okay, they're at the dam. So are those places okay, Jason? You think where we're talking about 18 or 16 T to get the best shots? I know you haven't been here before, so I mean, it's.
I'm really just confirming where they'll be shooting from.
Okay.
Steve may just have to come and see what's going to be the
Okay.
best vantage point.
Well, he sent me some pictures of both the shot between the trees. That might be really good, and then over the lake, and I can't tell which one's which. So,
Doug, have him look at the tee box on 12,
okay,
which it's not the long tee box, but it's the one in between the
okay,
men's and the ladies. It sits on a little knoll. It has the lake in the background, goes right,
Okay.
shoots right over the dam. That would be a pretty shot.
okay. Let's see. We'll be working together to continue to shoot as much as we can in each season, and we will need help, as we talked about, with post shots, with actual people sitting in the clubhouse eating, people outside the clubhouse eating, some people, on decks, and I think Jim, and I apologize, I don't remember who all said, hey, they'd be glad to use their decks so we can get some people maybe sitting there, having cheese, wine, whatever, looking out over the mountains. And so don't worry about it. We will make sure we get this all ahead of time to you guys, so y'all will have plenty of time too.
Doug, do you know, or Jason, is the photographs, is that portal available to be viewed in case we need to start pulling pictures? Is that all set up and ready to go?
Jason, that's your call.
Man, I can access them. I mean, I haven't had another conversation with, they're pretty high resolution. I mean, I've got some pulled up now while I was getting ready for this meeting. I guess what I have is if it's available to everybody, I have basically what is a login. I could provide those credentials. But Steve and his guy pretty much set this up. So however we want to distribute it, that's fine with me.
Well, there's some people that would like to have more current photos. So maybe if you can give us the portal and a login.
Yeah, I can do that. That's no
Particularly to
problem.
Doug. Maybe you can send that out by email or what have you.
Mhm.
Okay, go ahead, Doug.
All right. Been talking to Bill about some people coming up, including Steve, and it's been very nice to get back to me. Bill does not have any available units for Steve on the 2nd or 3rd, so we need to find him something. I know it's a busy week. We've been kind of talking about it for a little while, and so I don't know what to figure out. I mean, I know places up there that we could call, but I don't know if any of y'all could help and, find Steve a room for both nights. That would be certainly helpful. I know what week it is, so if somebody can help me out, because if you remember, I'm headed to surgery Monday morning, so I'm going to be out for a while.
Hope that goes well for you, Doug.
Amen, brother. I hope so too. I'm ready to do those cartwheels again, Holly.
Yeah,
So,
I'll do them with you.
do anything. Yeah, I mean, so hey, so if y'all would please let me know and help me with Steve there. We'll get back to Bill here in a minute with another thing. Gulf Coast Magazine here. We've, as I've sent both of you, I think in the last week, the story they have on their website about Sky Valley, which is on the homepage. And then they just sent out the email blast with the story. So again, if you remember, they do a wonderful job there in Southwest Florida. And these are people who we know, would love to come up the mountains. And so you can read there. We've continued our story, and newsletter reached over 100,000 people. What they send out to their website gets about 500,000 views a month, which is really good, but it's a very good magazine. We want to continue to tell the same story about our great real estate up here, also the cooler temps and great things to do around Sky Valley. So we have plans to continue this message with them later in the summer and on into the fall. Golf Central magazine, you should have seen the article there in the magazine. That was an article about North Georgia, and Sky Valley was one of the 3 that we promoted. So you can read that. It goes out to really over 100,000 people. Starting again on Monday, we are going to do a big social media because of the 4th, with Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram. It's going to be 3 days. So the first day is going to be all about real estate. Second day is going to be about golf. Third day is going to be about the things there is to do around Sky Valley and Rayburn County. So we're going to continue to do this twice a month. And we should hit within the 3 days at a minimum of about 150,000 people. And based on what we've seen that come back to our numbers, we can tally that up very easy. We're planning on doing some more radio this summer with a couple of radio stations. One here in Georgia is very good. And then the national radio show that Jamie was on, we're working out something for later this summer and this fall. So we're trying to hit all kind of different mediums here and not just focus on one thing. We have a media person coming up to Sky Valley on the 20th and 21st, staying in one of Bill's rentals and playing golf on the 21st. And I have got to get back to Steve. I asked Steve to get him a tee time on the 21st, and I have not heard back from Steve, so I need to get back with him. He does a great job. I work with him, Bill Bauer, and he's great because he hits the Southeast, but he mostly hits South Carolina and North Carolina, and that'd be fantastic for your drive market. We had another guy that was scheduled coming in August, and it didn't work out, so we're postponing him till later. Stan Autry, who's the editor for the Georgia State Golf Association magazine's planning on coming up this summer. He got a little delayed because he's had problems with his mother, but he's going to do a story in Golf Georgia magazine and also local newspapers about Sky Valley. Stan's very well known around the Georgia media. So some of the things that we can talk about with all of us as we've been kind of back and forth. A note on the stay and play. Again, we just need to make it simple on the website. Carla did a good job showing us what Highlands does, and I think we just need to do something similar. Certainly Highlands probably has a lot more money than we do to have a very nice website. But what we can predict for potential visitors, what to see and do, where to stay, including Bill's website on there, maybe local restaurants. We can do a promoted stay and play package that we've talked about. Maybe work with Bill on this and offer a 2-night stay with 2 rounds of golf, or 1 round of golf for a price, and we just promote that and make it simple, get people interested in wanting to come up. Certainly spend more than 1 day and 1 night, and whatever we can work out there. So we can, and again, we can take care of all that. All that phone number would go directly to us, and we can take care of everything working with Bill or any other hotel, that type stuff. So one thing I think we talked about too in the past is something we need to continue focus on. If we're going to start really hopefully getting a lot of visitors and people come. I'm not sure if we have a point person or place where we could say a visitor can come and find out more info about Sky Valley, from anything from real estate, golf memberships. And we don't want people just riding through the neighborhood and not knowing anything about it. So I don't know where we are or what we can do to better that. Last thing, as you saw, still, this is the same thing we're doing. This is the message we want to broadcast, to everybody is the highest and coolest and come, stay at Sky Valley and enjoy the area. So we're doing that to just the drive market, but also everybody in Florida that we can reach. So that message is just, hit home, hit home, hit home. But, come up to the North Georgia mountains, a lot of things to do and have fun. And that's it for me in terms of some of that stuff I know you had on your, Bob, continue on your agenda. So anybody else want to chime in, please, you can certainly talk about anything.
Let's go back to Steve is planning on coming up the night of the 2nd and stay the night of the 3rd. Is
Yes,
that
sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Excuse me. You've already mentioned that Bill's places are already full up. Anybody that's been on the stay and play committee, do we have any ideas of who we could contact, even if it's a local hotel motel that's agreed to give us some, I don't know, a discount or something? We have to have a place for the guy to lay his head down. So any of you that did any investigations, you got any recommendations?
What I assume would we pay for, or how, I guess in terms of cost, we could get discounts, but.
Well, yeah,
Obviously, I'm sorry.
Bill Case has been great with us when his rooms are available to charge us the cleaning fee. We don't have that arrangement with anybody else, unless Carla, you know of anybody who'd be willing to do that. But I'm assuming as
I feel like all the people I spoke to at this point would be full, and I was asking what dates in case I had room, because I have a 5-bedroom house, but we have all our rooms full that weekend. So
okay, yeah, it's probably the busiest weekend. Excuse me. It's probably the biggest weekend of the summer for us. Go ahead, Carla.
well, I was just gonna say, I do have a twin room with 2 twins in it that nobody's gonna be in. I have friends coming in on the 2nd and 3rd and checking out. So he's staying those 2 nights. And what is he doing while he's here?
He's the photographer.
Okay. If he's okay with a twin bed, we can put him up, I think.
Well, I think he's going to be happy with whatever we provide to him, providing it's not a sleeping bag on the floor.
I just want him to fit in well with my friends from Tampa. Does he like wine, and is he a fun guy?
Absolutely, Carla. You can't
Yeah.
find a funner guy than this guy. He's a mess.
Okay.
He's great and great guy, and I can certainly throw out. He just wants to be there because it's a very special day, and these
Sure.
type days we need to document.
Sure.
And so people, when they look and see these pictures or anything else we do in the future, they see, hey, we're doing a pancake breakfast, or we're doing fireworks, we're doing a parade, and so that it's not many days that you do that. So he wants to make sure he gets up there for that. So
Sure. If he doesn't mind doing that, I can put him up. So that's fine.
All right. Well, why don't
Okay,
you two, Doug and Carla?
yeah, I
You
will. I'll reach
contact
out
him.
to Steve and see if I'm sure he's okay. I don't
The specifics. Now, I also, Doug, I sent you a little email just reminding you that the POA, Property Owners Association, has a pancake breakfast on the morning of the 3rd from
right.
8 until 10. It's usually very well attended. I think the one last month was over 200 people.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
a time where people come meet and greet. You'll see them cooking. You'll see them eating. A lot of good things going on there. So
Yeah, and I think he said that you copied Steve there too. So he should be. That's why he wants to get up early and get there and have a full day ready to go. So,
Yeah. POA people,
Excuse
POA
me,
people.
excuse me,
Hold on
Bob.
just-
Doug, did you get a copy of this whole schedule for July the 3rd? What's going on?
yeah, I think Bob, yeah, I had asked Bob and he sent it to both
Great, great.
Steve and myself, so thank you. I'm
Thank you, Bob.
sorry, again, I'm sorry, I would be there too, for sure, all day on the 3rd, but that won't be happening, so.
Well, I'm
Well,
sorry,
Ed-
we won't be able to have you dressed
Thank
up
you
as a
very
rubber
much.
duck.
I'd love to see y'all, but I need this surgery.
I got it.
I'll come
Ed,
see
can
you
we-
next
can we-
month sometime.
Can
Doug,
we
there-
feed, can we feed Steve at the pancake breakfast?
Sure, if he has $8.
No,
Who was that? Who was that? Was that
Remember
Gordon?
Ed?
That
No,
was the president of the Sky Valley Property Owners.
Oh,
Association.
Ed, that's Ed. That's
So you're asking for a discount breakfast.
yeah, the 5-finger discount.
Hey, Ed, just give him one pancake. You don't need two.
We'll see what we can do.
All right, thank you.
Half an
Uh,
egg.
Doug, there's also on the Friday before, the 2nd, July 2nd, the Friday, there's going to be a pickleball tournament. I think that's going to be in the morning over at the pickleball court. So he might get some good action photos out of that.
Is that on the 2nd there, Jim?
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right. I'll
I
ask.
don't know
him
what
to see
time he's going to be there, but
I don't either. We haven't talked, since he doesn't know about it, he's probably not planning on being up there, but I can certainly mention it to him.
okay. And Carla, I've met Steve and he's a very compatible guy. So
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
We
Especially if
don't
he
have
has,
no problem with the wine and the cheese.
I was gonna say, especially if he has some wine, Carl, it'll probably
And
be great.
mingling, yes,
All
Steve
my
is
friends
definitely a
are big
mingler.
winos, so we're good. Okay.
Okay, so we got room for Steve. Jamie, are you gonna be willing to be our radio person for any of the upcoming stuff that Doug's got planned for us?
Sure.
Okay,
Look at that face.
yes.
all right, Doug, keep her in the loop.
Hey,
Glad to
Jamie,
help.
we could make you the star. I mean, this could be the Jamie Sky Valley show. I
We
mean,
can, yeah, we might could even go live ourselves and make our own show.
there you go. Do it. You can do it right there where you're sitting.
Okay,
All right, I
Um,
wanted, before we get off of what Doug said, he mentioned a point person, to kind of coordinate a lot of things, or one person for somebody to go to. And that just makes me think about the Welcome Center, which is a city thing. And I know, Holly, I don't know if y'all are still working on it, but I know that was topic from last year of what to do about a Welcome Center. But that's another thing that maybe would be to get that going again, and to make that the point person for inquiries and everything else.
Jamie, it's still in the hopper.
Okay.
yeah, we had, I think we had talked, maybe Doug, you weren't on this particular meeting, but excuse me. We had talked about the fact that the places that they could stay, generally speaking, are not offering a perk of any kind. And again, keeping in mind who we are and what resources we have available to us, expense is an issue, coordination is an issue. So I think what we decided was we were going to just call it stay and play, not really a package, because the club pretty much has decided that they don't want to discount their jewel, so to speak. And the places that we've contacted for stay, pretty much the same thing. It may just be stay and play, and here's where you can do it. Not, oh, here's a wonderful, package for, $45 and call.
Yeah,
these
no,
people.
and that's fine. No, we don't care. We just want them to get an idea that we have this available. Come see us. Here you go. It's great. It's cool. It's got all these things to do. And oh, by the way, here's where you can stay, and here's where you can eat, or
Right.
whatever, and go from there.
So what we talked about, there was a stay and play subcommittee meeting I don't know, about 3 weeks ago, I guess it was, 4 weeks ago. And it was pretty much to list them, similar to what the club has on their page. Here's the places, contact them directly. Because until we have a true up and running visitor center like Jamie referred to and Holly referred to, we don't really have the wherewithal to have, you know, a phone number and a person sitting by the phone all the time or whatever. We just don't. We don't really right now have the ability to pay somebody. So the one thing we all have to remember is that we don't have a lot of money, and we have to do something that's impressive and inexpensive that works logistically, as well as making a good impression. So I think having that, you know, phone number for people to call and have somebody like concierge service, we're not there yet. That may come if we have a legitimate welcome center, but we just don't have that ability right now. So with that, the stay and play is really going to be part of our website. And we also talked about, let's get the places they can stay, and then go on further down the road to let's go all the things to do in Sky Valley. Now with that, when we talked a little bit about this, and Carla has a daughter who provided some good information to us. We want to redo the website if at all possible. Now, I know, Jamie, you had volunteered to kind of help in that endeavor. Have you been in contact with Holly about any of the things that were possible, or we're still just trying to get this off the ground?
Well, we're really just trying to get it off the ground, but Holly and Jason, you know, I guess Holly, you might want to weigh in, just have been starting the process, knowing that we probably need to change the people that are actually handling and doing the website. You know, nobody's pleased with the website. So I think that's in the works of maybe trying to see where to go and where to get better help and, you know, something more engaging. And I think that should be the marketing focus everywhere right now, is to get the website and the social media all working really well, you know, beautiful, engaging, the social media, directing it all there. I think that's great. We don't have any property left to sell right now. That's all done. I mean, we have lots and we have about 3-4 houses
Right.
max, but you know, we're not trying to get rid of 50 houses anymore. They're done.
That's great.
And, so
Yeah.
I think devoting our time and energy to this website and social media is going to be, you know, the best thing we can do.
And I agree with you. We kind of talked about this as a committee that with the 21st century, 2021, and the younger folks, that they go to social media to get their information. That's why even we've pulled back a little bit on our print advertising. It worked for what we needed to do, and except for a couple of exceptions, we're not going to go that way. And love to put whatever funds we have available toward revamping the website, connecting all three. Debbie Curtis even contacted me after the POA meeting and said, you know, they'd love to work with us or whoever we got going to make the connections better, and have it a one-stop shop, and connect everything together. Now, the thing with that is Carla provided some great information, which is it's pretty doggone expensive. If I remember correctly, Carla, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like a $7,500 a month retainer. Now, this is from her daughter who's out in LA. It may be a little cheaper here. We don't know. But if you want to have kind of somebody readily available who's waiting in the wings, we're going to have some monies available in addition to whatever work they're doing. And I know that the last group we had was pretty expensive, and if we had them do anything, there was charges for everything they did. So I think the impetus should be find somebody, some company, some person who can do this for whatever funds we could possibly afford, and that we feel good about the kind of work they do. So that is probably, at least in my opinion, it sounds like Jamie's too, and maybe the rest of you, we can talk about it. We got to find somebody who can handle this for us, and we got to take the website and the social media off the back burner if we are going to stay relevant, because people just don't go to magazines as much as they used to. And we're not going to have a call-in phone number, and we don't have a visitor center. They're going to go to the website, which is most of what we do. If I'm looking up stuff, I'll look on the internet. So do you want to have an open discussion about that?
Bob, I know Jason has been investigating the current contract with the current website company that we deal with, and I think there's a 60-day. You want to explain that, Jason?
From looking, yes, Madam Mayor, looking through the contract, there is a 60-day out. We basically pay them a $55 a month hosting fee, whether they do anything or not. And of course, it's pretty much carte blanche. After that, any little time we have to talk, the clock ticks and they bill. From that, I have been able to teach myself to do a lot of the uploading and things like that, very basic stuff to try to keep them out of that mix so we don't get charged. But I guess I just have one question about the website. When you talk about one stop, this the website that we have, skyvalleyga.com, is a governmental website that really should be used exclusively for governmental functions. I mean, are you talking about trying to link another website for marketing? I mean, what are you
Well,
looking?
no, your predecessor was adamant about it only being a governmental website.
Well, I'm
And
not
no.
so adamant. But I do want to stress that that's what it probably should be primarily used for, but I'm not going to use the word adamant, but.
Well, we have had this discussion several times over the last year and a half. And if you go to skyvalleyga.com, we kind of felt like it would be the best, because you're not going to get a lot of people that are looking into Sky Valley from afar that care about the $5 license to cut down a tree. We'd be hosting a website for the 300 people or 300 resident owners that live here. Whereas we figure if we're hosting a website, that we could be governmental and things to do, places to stay, and connected to the club, which it currently is. We got it connected to the club and connected to the POA. So instead of having to go to 5 or 10 or 15 different places to find out what they need to know about Sky Valley, they could go to one. And on that site, they'd be able to shop, so to speak. And that was one of the things that we decided when we put up the webcam. The webcam is actually hosted, not hosted, but available on all sites. Now, if it was a city-only site, you couldn't have the webcam on it. But people will go to skyvalley.com, especially with, most of our ads, they go to skyvalley.com. I think, we had just decided that having that one place to go for people, whether it be residents for when garbage pickup is, or people that are coming in to stay, and where can they stay and what fun can they have. And it might be cheaper. It doesn't make sense for you to have a website, and for marketing is not going to have a website. We don't have the funds for that. So we just came to a meeting of the minds that that's what we're going to do. And unless anybody else is, I'm open for discussion on this. I mean, it's not just what I think, but I'll open the
Bob-
floor. What do you think?
Bob, I don't see any reason why we can't be both on the same website. I agree
Right.
with you.
Right. So it's got to be managed so that it can do that. For example, and I brought this up recently a couple of times, before the last meeting, I wanted to see how many houses were for sale. And I always go to skyvalley.com, and then data mine. And I know that the POA has a page, which is real estate. And fortunately, they have all the MLS listings. And I know there's only 3 or 4 houses, but at that time I couldn't get there. It was not user friendly. So
I
we
doubt
have to-
anybody could get there.
Yeah.
I don't
it's
think
like-
they would go that far.
Exactly. They're going to go maybe 2 clicks and say, I don't know, I can't find it, I'm gone. Whereas I think it's a tool that will bring people here and sell houses, and you don't need to go to 25 different places to find out if there's a home for sale in Sky Valley or where there's a place to stay, and so on and so forth. And Debbie
Bob-
Dollhouse just put the property for sale is listed in the menu at the top of the SV, the POA. That's true, but we want it more friendly from every place, particularly if we're averaging, we're putting in our ads, skyvalley.com.
Bob, I've asked, Jason is working on right now the fact that we don't have a search window, which would eliminate all that double, triple clicking. So
Right.
I know we're working on that also, and I agree that we
The
need
issue,
to make it.
I have run a technology department in a school system before. The issue is the structure of our website.
Right.
The
Right.
city site, which includes city business, should be a separate server hosted by the city and linked to from the main website. The main website should look at all the aspects of Sky Valley. And then if you want to know about government or specific ordinances, you would click on a link which takes you to this city server.
Right.
Okay, great. Right.
I'll be right back, y'all.
Okay. So,
Is
Go
that
ahead.
is that an argument for having our own separate website then? And again, I don't understand what the costs are of having our own website.
The costs are minimal because you're simply registering your domain. We should own our own domain, but we don't own the domain. It's owned by the private company that hosts our website.
That's
That is
correct.
a very big problem for us.
okay,
Great. And in traveling, when I Google a place, a lot of times I'll get the city.com. But then also in that Google search, I'll get visit that city, something. And then on the visit the city, you have all this, what to do and that sort
Right.
of thing.
Right.
So I kind of agree with the double and somehow having them linked.
Our website was set up for ease of use so that the city administrative staff had to do no input at all. They simply contracted it out, and that company sold us on the Bill of Rights that they would control everything.
True.
well, I think most of us agree that it's not working the way it is. And we probably need a professional, however professional they are, to help us get what we want. And whether it be, like Ed said, but we want to do it so that it's user-friendly, gives everybody what they need, and is as inexpensive as can be. Because we can have all the greatest ideas in the whole wide world, but if we only got $4, we're not going to be able to get it done. So again, inexpensive and impressive is where we need to go. And would love to have anybody who knows anybody, Ed, being that you've run technology before, what are the ideas? Do you have contacts? Do you have, is the company that's doing it for us now, are any of you satisfied with them as a company that it could be reworked, or do we just say, no, forget it? We were taken advantage of and we go a different way. Somebody brought up in the past, and Carla did again in her email, that after the last meeting, that perhaps some of the local colleges, universities, or even high schools might have people that can do it, kids could do it, or whatever.
I
So-
think, go ahead. Bob, I think we can contact Forward Raven. I'm going to talk to Rick Story to see if he has any, he knows everybody in the county, if he has any resources that we can use. I'm not sure our current website is what we want it to be. And they are extremely expensive in all the services. So I think we need to look elsewhere.
I don't
Okay.
find them very user friendly. I mean, I don't know if I really have a say so in this, but you know, the 2 months to break away sounds very reasonable. You know, we could get that going, but the couple of times that I've had to work with them, I was shocked at the bill that they presented to the city. It was at one time, they worked with me for, it's like $400 an hour or something like that. And I thought that was ridiculous.
The big difference in dealing with the school system is I had one full-time staff member who worked on our website daily.
Right.
And we hosted websites for all the schools and everybody else. So everything was linked together, but we had a full-time person doing it.
Right. Carla, you seem to have more insider information through what you do and your daughter. Do you have any suggestions you want to make to the whole group?
Well, you can own your own website through register.com. You just have to pick one that isn't already owned by someone else. And that's a minimal renewal each year. I don't remember off the top of my head how much it is, but and then, you can buy some automatic renewal assurances for another, $25 a year or something, so that if you forget and lapses, nobody else can buy it out from under you. But yeah, owning our own website and other people can host it, that's fine. But owning it is pretty imperative. Otherwise, we just don't have any control, as you mentioned. And no, I really don't have any other input except for, what my daughter shared and continues to share with me. But I still think, the local college students, I mean, surely there's somebody at that big, awesome school we have up down in Raven Gap that is interested in this as a career. And, or, North Georgia College. We're also close to, I guess, what is the one in Carolina, really? Western Carolina.
Southwestern.
There's got to be some people that, I'm working with someone for my business right now who has a lot of certifications, even though he's just now going into college, and he's charging me like $20 an hour to do stuff. And that's building a website for me and doing some social media stuff too. So I still think that's our best option. Sorry, I have puppies and they're, loud sometimes.
The young person that you have that's doing it for you at $20 an hour, where did you get him from? If you don't mind my asking.
I actually put out on Facebook that I had this opportunity, and he was referred to me by a friend of mine. He actually dates her daughter. And so she had him contact me directly as I requested. And, this is just kind of a hobby of his up to now, and he's trying to turn it into a career. And I don't know if he may have some more bandwidth for something like this. I have no idea. I could ask.
Okay. If you would, that would be terrific. And if he's unable to, maybe he's got a buddy. Usually birds of a feather flock together. So that may be possible.
On the website, I know he could help. The social media posting is, that is just a lot to do. I mean, I have a page for each of my properties and then a page for my business. And it can be a full-time job. I mean, obviously, even if you have somebody, even if you're using the scheduling software to put it out there for you, you still have to write the copy, take the photographs, make sure, it's on brand. It's a lot of work to continue to do that. But I mean, we can always set a goal to have, 2 posts a week. I think 21 posts a week is that's necessary for retail and the restaurant industry, I'm told, if not more. But for what our purposes, maybe we just have a goal of, 2 to 3 times a week and see. But you really need someone who's going to take over that job of writing the copy and scheduling it for you, so that if you really want to be hands off. So
all right, Bob, can we just say that Jason and I and Debbie Curtis and Jamie Dara get together and start the process?
That's fine by me, if that's good for all of you.
Yeah.
Good.
Hey, go ahead. Hey, real quick, I just looked up skyvalley.com, skyvalley.org, Sky Valley, Georgia, GEORGIA. They're all, nobody has those. So it'd be easy to flip and buy those and own those, and then just start with a whole new, because not that many people out there, just know it's our, Sky Valley GA or Country Club or whatever. So I think it'd be easy to change over. Certainly, I've got a lot of, I wanted to listen to you guys before I pitched in anything. Certainly, I have a lot of people that can help us do
Yeah.
that group.
I
too.
recommend the committee do that first. Go ahead and get the name and get registered for your domain name first before you ever begin building a site.
Right.
Sounds good.
There may be we have so many new residents, we should put something out in Sky Valley, just saying, is there anyone here that has this background and interested in volunteering or helping out, set up a new site or something?
Great
That
idea.
sounds great.
We can do it.
We've been very fortunate at the POA to have Debbie Dollhouse take care of our website since it began. But back in the days, everybody said, we need a website. So everybody designed their own website in those days.
Right,
Now we're at a point where we need to consolidate.
right. And so we'll leave it in the hands of the four, get together and do that as soon as you possibly can, because it sounds like, and it is my belief, that this is going to be the thing that puts us over the top and keeps us current for the future, in drawing people to Sky Valley and being able to communicate, which is what promotion is all about, communicating to your market in the ways that they need to have it received. So I think that's a good move. Now, I was in contact with Madam Mayor and Jason recently, right up until including to this morning, to let you know where we are with funds, because the marketing budget will only allow us to do what it allows us to do. And we can't spend money that we don't have. And we came into 2021 with a carryover from last year's account of about $4,200. And we have spent some of that. We got contributions, again, thank you to the POA, of 15 grand. We got 2,500 from the club, and we're supposed to get another 2,500. And I emailed Roy because they had committed to getting it to us by the end of May. And I just emailed him yesterday or the day before saying, hey, can we get that second payment? So we should have 2,500 more coming in. But right now there's a balance of about $9,200. And there are some things that are going to be coming in, like the second edition of the Mountain Traveler magazine. But we have to be very careful about what we're spending. And if we have $9,200, it's only going to go a short way to developing a website. Now, my question to Holly and Jason was, what is the contribution from the city going to be this year? Not for 2022, for 2021. We've held off and been pushing it just kind of as reminders because of all the, I'll call it turmoil, for lack of a better word, of changing managers and so on and so forth, and accounting firms and so on and so forth. But if you haven't been able to figure out what it's going to be, we're going to need to know what that is pretty quick, because we can't spend it if we don't know what we got to spend. And we can't spend it and say, oops, we don't have that amount of money. Why do the work? Like somebody said when we first started this committee, well, we need to know what your schedule is going to be and what your budget's going to be. I'm not going to put together a $50,000 budget and we only get, $12. Doesn't make sense. So let's find out what we have, and then we could, back into it. It's kind of like, in the old days when we had checkbooks, you'd look at your register and say, well, we're not going out to dinner tonight because it only says, $12. We need to know that. So I don't know if Holly and Jason are ready to discuss that. If not, I understand, but we really need to get whatever portion we're going to get from the city, what portion of wherever it's coming from, the city budget or the hotel and motel tax. But right now we're sitting at $9,200.
Bob, I know that we we gave Forward Raven 11 of the 40% of the hotel motel tax, which is due for promoting our city, and that was over $11,000. Is that correct, Jason?
That's correct, Madam Mayor. That
All
was
right,
paid.
and
back
we
in,
also spend $4,200 for the billboard that's at Highway 246 and 441. That's $345, I think, a month. So that's coming out of that. And I think Jason has found some additional funds that we can revert to marketing. And Jason, you want to take that?
Yes, ma'am. In our cultural and recreational line item, we had appropriated $5,500 for fireworks. Now we know that's going to be 8,000 this year, but we've got some carryover in our contract labor that we can use to kind of cover that $2,500 shortfall. But in that fund, that cultural and recreational fund, there's approximately $3,000 that was appropriated that has not been committed as of yet for this year for advertising.
Okay.
That that would, if I guess if the mayor, if we needed a vote or however you wanted to do that, I feel like that here we are 6 months into our budget year. We can cover the shortfall on the fireworks and still not utilize that money, but there is $3,000 that's in advertising that could potentially all or some of that could go towards the marketing. In the marketing checking account right now, I apologize, I looked away, I'm in Black Mountain. There's approximately $12,000 to $12,200. There's been about 9,400 spent in that report, but hopefully you did receive that, Bob. I sent you from.
I did. I got it.
Okay, yeah. So
Now, for going forward, I know Holly had said that the way things are reported in the budget in the past, where there were all kind of different line items that might have could have considered to be marketing, whatever. We all know that the prior administration did not do marketing effectively, and in my opinion, they spent money that was not. They spent marketing money, quote unquote, to stuff that was not marketing. And when we established this committee, it was decided that there would be contributions to the marketing committee that we could spend for promotion. So I understand that you got some handcuffs on you. Appreciate the fact that the city has been spending for the billboard all these years, and we'll have to decide whether we want to continue that or not. But in the definition of marketing, a fireworks show is not marketing. So I don't know what you want to consider it, but that's an activity for the city, the neighborhood, the community. That is not really what we do with the marketing committee. So I know you've got to cover that, but that should not be considered marketing. So are you telling me now that we have 3,000, or you've got to go through the process of having it approved, or?
I'm saying that from as I pull up the budget report, and that's as you see me stepping away, as I look at our real-time expenditures versus revenue, as I've been trying to identify funds, and unfortunately there was no money earmarked for budgeting for marketing this year.
Right.
That appears to be the most appropriate place to pull money from. As I look here, as I pull up the marketing, which is categorized as 600 in our budgeting, I see professional services, communication, advertising, general supplies. As you said, there's been $9,400 spent. There was zero appropriated. So Obviously, we'll have to rectify that for 2022, but for right now, I believe the most appropriate place, if we could pull money immediately, would be from that culture and recreation to that. I have I have the authority to move up to $5,000, but I would like to have I have found 3,000, and if the mayor's fine with that, we can certainly earmark that to help out for the final remainder of this year.
I say, let's do it, Jason.
Okay,
Okay. thank you.
$3,000 there.
Okay, Jason, I have a question for you
Okay.
about the hotel motel tax. Did I understand correctly that 40% of that goes to Forward Raven?
Yes, sir.
40. Well, where does,
That's pretty much the state law that we have to.
right,
use that, yes.
and it's money well spent. But my question is, what happens to the other 60%?
Goes to the
The-
general fund.
That or,
Could we make,
go ahead.
would we be within the spirit of the law if we just made a formal designation that in the future that other 60% goes directly to the marketing committee, or maybe not directly, but is earmarked for the marketing effort?
That's something that can be discussed when, as we're starting the budgeting process for 2022, Jim.
That there may be
Okay.
some specific laws we'll have to research. I know that 40%, I believe, is the maximum that we could contribute to Forward Raven by law. We'd probably have to just research that. We could do that though.
And it's my understanding, although we do give the maximum and Forward Raven is very grateful for that, we don't have to do the maximum.
No, we do not.
So again, depending on what we want to accomplish, aside from what Forward Raven is doing. Now, again, no matter what we give, we're going to be part of whatever Forward Raven is doing from a percentage standpoint. But we may want to consider giving them a smaller slice of the pie and keeping a bigger slice of the pie for ourselves. Just something considered for 2022.
Surely.
Yeah, and I'm a little bit concerned that the remaining 60% is just going into the general budget. So we'd be spending that for grass mowing and road repairs and all the other stuff that we do. And I thought the whole idea behind having the hotel motel tax was to fund the kinds of things that this committee is doing.
That's up to each city council. It's committed to the city as a revenue source. Has no earmark to it unless the city council earmarks it.
Well, and let's not forget
Okay.
how much we're losing on all those people that aren't paying. That is really it sticks in my craw. So there is definitely a way to enforce that. We just have to do the diligence for it. So.
Correct.
Yeah, good point.
Well, Jim, you could certainly be our mouthpiece on the city council. And
Be happy to.
Carla, thank you for uncovering what you did about who pays and who doesn't. And if we can lasso all of that income and then budget it for 2022, and then decide how much we're going to give to Forward Raven, which I'm sure also was a city council decision, then for 2022 and beyond, we would be in a situation where maybe there's a better flow of dollars and cents. And I'll say again, the POA has been really the backbone of what we've been doing up to this point in time, donating 15,000 or contributing 15,000 for 2020 and 2021. But I do know, yes.
Bob, also with you being on the Forward Raven and the Chamber of Commerce Marketing Committee, possibly you could do an evaluation of what they're doing with the money to see if we are getting our money's worth.
Right. Well, again, most of what they do is not specific to, it's more Raven County. And if a particular entity like the community garden or community garden vegetable sale they have, if they want to be promoted, they've got to put in a request, like we did with the stickers and so on and so forth. So it's more generic than it is, what are they doing for Sky Valley, unless we put in a specific request to have them pay for something, which they can do. But yeah, I agree. Some of the things that I have an opinion on pretty much everything that they do. Carol Thompson is the one who really makes the final decisions, but she she likes to have the input. Do we do this? Do we do that? Because basically every form of media in the world is contacting her to spend her money. And then I'm a little more critical of, well, should we spend that? Is it hitting our target market? Are they a little bit too far away to spend the money on that particular book or ad or whatever? So yes, you're right, Holly. And I try to do that, representing us as well as I can.
Do you think, Bob, that you could ask them if they could possibly help us financially with making a better website for us?
I will do that.
Okay.
We'll do that. Okay. That's pretty much the things that I wanted to discuss. Thank you. We got into some serious conversation, and I think the serious conversation is necessary for us to turn the corner. And like I say, be in 2021 and beyond. Are there any other issues that people feel the need to discuss? All right. Appreciate everybody's input. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
How about a
So
new
moved.
date? How about a new
Oh,
meeting
Ah,
date?
yeah, thank
There
you.
you
I always
go.
forget that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I actually put my calendar up here just so we could. Okay, today is the 24th. 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth week from now would be the 22nd of July, a Thursday. Does that work? Does that cause any problems at this point? All right, let's do July 22nd at 10 o'clock. Same bat time, same bat channel.
I'm sorry, what was that? The 22nd?
22nd of July, 10 o'clock, Zoom.
I think, yeah, I can, well, I'm going to be in LA, so it'll be 7 o'clock, 7 a.m. for me, so I'll try.
Okay,
Thank you, Carla.
right. Motion to adjourn,
Motion made.
second.
Second.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate the discussion. We'll see you. We'll see you when we see you, but at least by the 22nd.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Good.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.